Okay, welcome to my channel. Okay, today I want to do this special review on the Canon PowerShot V1. Okay, I've been thinking for a very long time whether I should buy this camera. Now, the video that you're watching is being filmed by the Canon PowerShot V1 using the original audio input, but I will edit it. I will do some voice isolation on my DaVinci Resolve. Okay, so I just want to share with you what are the considerations that I've gone through, and after all the considerations, after I buy this camera, how do I feel about it? And the conclusion now to date is I think it has been great, but let me tell you why. So let's go. Okay, so first of all, let's share a little bit is that I bought this camera in Singapore. I'm from Singapore for $1,399 Sing dollars SGD. Okay, when I bought this camera, right, it was on this pre-order basis, so I didn't want to pre-order. So one of the shops called me and said that, hey, someone just gave up. Do you want to come and take the camera? I was like, okay, great. I will give it a try. I'll take the camera. So I went down. I opened the camera. Inside the box, there's no charger, no cable. So you gotta use your own like handphone charger or your own USB-C charger. The only thing that it comes with is the camera, the horseshoe with the windshield for the audio, and the battery. That's it. Okay, that's it. That's everything that you're gonna get. There's no charger in the box. Okay, so now let's boil down to the why did I decide to buy the camera and how do I feel about it. Okay, I take a lot of different kind of videos. I take videos like this, sitting down and talking about things. I take video or travel vlogs. You can watch my travel vlog. I have a channel where I go fishing. So it's a run and gun channel. I take videos of me fishing in the wild. I talk about my real estate on property, and I'm using my A7S3. Okay, so I'm going to share a little bit. I'm using my A7S3. Is it A7S? Sorry, A7S. I've forgotten. It's a very old camera. But it's still one of the best camera that I can find for like video. But I feel that the stabilizing is not that good. So, and I also don't really like to carry big cameras out for like vlogging. And then I saw the release of this Panasonic S5 Mark II, and I decided to buy it because the stabilizer was really good. But again, I tried to hold on to it. I tried to vlog with it. It's really too heavy. So end up, I use it for other purpose. I have two DJI Action 5. Okay, I have one DJI Pocket 3. So I have all this gadget over here, and I always wonder. I still have an Insta X4. So I have been wondering if I should just should I pay 1,399 and get this Canon PowerShot V1. So I've been watching a lot of reviews on YouTube. There's a lot of people talking about it. How good, how good, how good. So one important thing that I found out is that first of all, I feel that the lens is really wide enough. Okay, so when I use my DJI Pocket 3, right, I feel that the lens is not wide. So I know that yes, the lens is not wide, and then you have this filter that you can put it on like a magnet filter. So I also have this. This is the wide angle magnet filter. But I don't really like it. Why? Because when you switch it off, when the camera lens close down, the gimbal close down, it can't close because there's a magnet. So you got to remove this again. And this can be like, can drop easily. Another thing about the DJI Pocket 3 that I don't really like is that I don't really like the gimbal kind of feeling, because when I'm holding on to the Pocket 3, right, to take a video, sometimes I twist my hands like this. You can see the gimbal trying to move here, move there, and there's this lag time. So after some time, I decided like I don't really like the way it's being functioned. Like I don't really like to hold this and then I have to turn, and sometimes the gimbal doesn't follow properly. It may be just my problem, but I didn't really like it later on. So all along, I've been trying to use my DJI Action 5 Pro, which is this. Then later on, I've been using my DJI Action 5 Pro with FOV lens. So these two have been one of my main vlogging setup. It's really good, okay? But again, an action camera is an action camera. The difference in the quality, the difference in it's just the way you look at the video. You know that this footage comes out from a DJI Action 5. You know that this footage doesn't come out from like a camera, like a good quality camera. But I have all these good quality cameras, but I can't go traveling and start holding on to them like this, and it's really very heavy. I cannot run and gun with this. It's really too much. And the stabilizing is really not that good. So my consideration point was, number one, is the lens wide enough? Because on the DJI Pocket without the wide angle lens, it's pretty not wide enough for me. And I don't really like to stretch all the way because it doesn't feel comfortable, it doesn't feel natural, it just not right. So number one, is the lens wide enough? I watched a lot of videos, I didn't get a good comparison, so it was a risk for me. So my conclusion is this lens is wide enough. Okay, so I will have to say that I on the digital stabilization. I think it's called, I don't know what it is. There's two stabilization. One actually crops in a little bit. The other one crops in all the way. I think that was the enhance or something. I do not use the enhance. I use the first setting where it crops in a little bit. That is fantastic. I can tell you the stabilizing in this camera, definitely not as good as the action camera, but it's good enough. Definitely good enough. I can say that I feel that it's even better than my Lumix, my Panasonic S5 Mark II. Okay. Next, I was thinking, is it worth 1399? After so many gears that I have, is it worth 1399? So I decided to give it a shot. I would say that one thing for sure about this camera is the way it videos the skin, the way it videos the human is very good. So what happened is I tested it in different light scenes. I bring it into like dark places, very bright places, sunlight, neon light, everything. I put some footage here and there, and I realized that they compensate really well. And they always make sure that the human skin is very beautiful. The skin tone, the image of a person is always beautiful. So I think that is amazing. Okay, I didn't switch on any of this beautify setting or what. I didn't. It's just a normal setting. It's amazing, and I've been trying to vlog it with the auto mode. Okay, so the anti-filter, everything, they will just switch on themselves and whatsoever. And I think so far it has been doing really, really well. The third thing that I like about this is the zoom lens. It gives you another perspective. It gives you another way to take video. Is that when you filming something and then suddenly you just use the zoom and then you just zoom in, it creates that very nice effect that the action camera doesn't have. I know that it doesn't work on the DJI Pocket because it compensates on the quality. To do the manual zoom on all this camera, you want it to be very regular, turn it properly, slowly, at a very consistent speed. It also doesn't make sense. So I think this is one benefit that I get from this Canon PowerShot V10. Okay, so I think the zoom feature that creates the video effect is really, really very good. Next thing is the cons. Okay, I'm not so used to I feel that with this camera at the side, right, where the screen at the side, okay, I have to start telling myself not to look over there, because I tend to look over there for the start. But I think this is just a habit problem. This is my problem. There shouldn't be an issue. After more and more videos, after using this camera, I get used to it. I can actually not look at the screen more. Because on the Action 5, right, and on the DJI Pocket, I just look here. When I look here, right, it's like looking into the lens. On the Pocket 3, basically you look into the lens, you're looking into the screen. So you don't really have that problem. So I'm very used to run and gun and just switch on and then try to position everything properly. So with this, right, I got to get used to it. Trying to have a perpetual vision, trying to look at the side but focus at the lens instead of just at the screen, so that you don't see my eyes turning. You see, when I look at the screen, right, you can see my eyes really away from the lens. Okay, so that's one of the cons that I feel. So far, I think this 1399 is pretty good. I've been trying to take a lot of vlogging scenes. I've been bringing for indoor, outdoor, night scenes, and places that doesn't have enough brightness. I think so far it has been doing really well. So this is a consumer review. I'm not getting paid. I paid for this camera, and so far I think I'm going to keep it. After paying 1399, so far so good. I think it's worth it. Okay, stay tuned for my next travel vlog. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe button. I'll see you in the next episode, and bye bye.